Hey guys.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. Season 3, because we're going backwards.
Well, now we're going forwards.
We went backwards and we're going forwards, but we don't know if there's going to be a new season, so we may never go super forwards again. But this is Season 3, Episode 2. Really off to a start right off the gate. I appreciate.
Oh yeah. And I like how we ended last episode and we ease right into this one.
Amazing. You can find us on the Geek Nerdery Podcast Network. Lots of other podcasts. Go check them out. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review. We have no new reviews, but that's fine. But if you're gonna write a review,
season,
please give us 5 stars. Also, join our Facebook group. It's the same name as the podcast. So if you're listening to the podcast, you can find the Facebook group. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. Sometimes Peter and Christina Kelly like a photo. It's fine. Also, join our Patreon. We have so much on the Patreon. I'm so sorry, Craptastic Vlog. I'm going to go through it really fast. But so, okay, $1 a month on our Patreon. You can get access to all episodes in advance when they're recorded. So today, it's right after Christmas. Happy late Christmas, everyone. It's not New Year's yet. For you, though, this is February.
It's March.
This is March.
You're probably thinking about, can I celebrate St. Patrick's Day safely?
Wow, what a time. That hasn't even crossed my mind yet. So that's how behind you are.
My sister turns 30 this year on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my God, that's so
I'm really
exciting.
upset about it.
Well, Meredith has thought about it, but you guys could have gotten this episode.
Too.
You could have gotten this episode 3 fucking months in advance. Oh, just pay $1. You also get access to our pre-show, which is where you hear more about Meredith and I. We're so much fun. Okay, for $2 a month, you get everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show, which is where we talk about spoilers, because we're doing this podcast spoiler free in case there's anyone who hasn't seen the show yet. We don't want to give anything away, so we will talk about any Vanderpump news, any thoughts, any spoilers in the after show. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast if you donate $2 a month. So we have Jackie, our shining star, and Mariah.
Woo!
Mariah, this is your second episode. We're mentioning your name. It's so exciting. Okay, and then for $5 a month, you get everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get to ask us any questions or chat with us about Vanderpump, not Vanderpump, new podcasts we're sending out, what the fuck ever. And we'll pick a patron of the episode, which is still Jackie because she's our only $5 a month patron, which is fine. We love all dollar amounts. Also, so on our Patreon, you can find, I think it's free. If not, it's only $1 a month. We did a podcast about
NYC it's only $1.
Prep. It's only $1. NYC Prep. It was a show on Bravo's. And eventually we will release it as a podcast called One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a show that only had one season and we discuss it. And we're sticking with Bravo for right now. NYC Prep was a gem. We fucking loved it.
It was great. I think we said 7 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 maybe was our rating.
There should not have been a second season, but we enjoyed the first one immensely. Go check it out. Also, you're listening to this in March, so that means we already have a Summer House podcast out. It is called Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, because we love Bravo and we love Summer House, and it's amazing. We're doing it live. So the season should still be airing, so you can still hop in, watch the episode, and then join us because it's going to be really airing. We just need more Bravo shows to air.
We're ready for a live show.
Yes, we are so excited for this live show. I think that's it. We had to plug all of our shit. Meredith and I have been very busy in quarantine.
We've had a time. We literally went from 2019 thinking about starting a podcast to here we are with 3 podcasts, basically. Do we like podcasting?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. Will we do more? Maybe, maybe not.
Probably. We're in for Vanderpump until 2024, so please enjoy us forever. We might as well do a bunch of other shows while we're doing this. Okay, I think that's it. That's probably it. If not, we're going to pretend it is. So let's get into Vanderpump. I love this episode. Kristen is a detriment to this entire establishment. Let's talk about it. So previously on Vanderpump Rules, Lisa has a new restaurant. It's called Pump. Jax is dating 2 girls at once. Stassi's back, and she kind of worked things out with Lisa, but not everyone else. Kristen did some digging and thinks Tom cheated on Ariana in Miami. Sheena told Ariana and Tom what's Kristen saying, and things between Kristen and Tom went from bad to worse. Dun, 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 dun. Dun. We should really have a sound effect that's just us going, dun, dun, dun. That was bad. That was off key. Okay, so we pick up where we left off. We are at mixology for Sheena's birthday. So what happened? How did we get here? Tom tried to talk to Kristen. Kristen said no. James got involved. Tom told him to take a Beamer selfie. James told Tom to take a Honda Civic selfie. I just want to say, every time I see a Honda commercial, I now think of go take a Honda Civic selfie, and I'll never live it again. My life will never be the same. Okay, so Tom pushed James, and now they're kind of in a headlock, and people are trying to break it up, and it's clusterfuck. We see Kristen punch Tom, and we see Schwartz get punched in the face by Kristen, too.
That was wild.
Schwartz
kind of. Like, Schwartz, I feel like, gets the heat of, like, all these fights when he isn't really in them.
Kristen's insane. She fucking destroyed Schwartz. She just, like, punched him.
Yeah, it was better than you feel this?
Yeah, no, this was just pure, come here. Sheena's crying because her foot is cut open and bleeding because there's glass in it. And if you didn't know, it's her fucking birthday. Cut this shit out and get the fuck out right now.
This is just, I would be pissed if I was Sheena. She, like, can be pissed because A, you're ruining the birthday with a fight, and B, she just got cut. But for some reason, when Sheena does anything, I'm like, you're being dramatic.
But, like, we saw the cut. I'd be pissed.
I know, but I don't know why. Every time Sheena does something, I'm like, seriously, Sheena, just suck it up.
I know, but, like, also she's drunk, so she is kind of being dramatic. But I would react the same way, but I still got that, too. And I was like, Sheena sucks, man.
Come on,
but
Sheena.
So they break up the fight, whatever. So Tom and Ariana leave kind of silently together. I think they're both like, we need to get out of here. Tom looks disheveled. He got his ass handed to him in this fight. I don't know how. But Schwartz, so James and Kristen then start leaving. And Kristen's
not quietly.
Yelling.
They're not going quietly.
And Schwartz screams down after. So James walks down all those stairs and Schwartz above shouts back, "Come back up here, you little bitch." And I was like, oh, Schwartz, you poor thing. You got your ass kicked by Kristen. Don't worry. So then Carmen, sorry, her name's Carmen, Jax's girlfriend. She's telling Jax, like, if there's a fight and girls are involved, you just need to go in there and break it up. And Jax is like, I stayed out of it because I had a really nice shirt on.
Which is a shock. That he stayed out of it, but I mean, gotta protect the shirt.
But he took off the white chunky sweater season 1. He could have just taken off this shirt too. It would have been fine.
That's a good point.
Good point. Also, I get what Carmen's saying. I appreciate it. If there's girls, you need to go in there, get the girls out, and stop the fight.
Protect
Jax did not give a shit. Not even a little. And Sheena is then carried out by, I don't know who. It's not Shay. It's this rando.
I don't know either. That would suck. I would hate to go because we find out later she goes to the hospital. What a terrible night.
Okay, so now we're in Pump in West Hollywood. We're interviewing for the Pump staff. We want a staff that's less stressful than the Cirque crew, but we definitely need some sort of experience. And let me tell you, these people are hotties. They all are fucking attractive.
Oh my God.
The guys, crazy. The gays, the straights, they're all fucking hot. All of them. We have Jeremy. Okay, quick. I know I talk about Jeremy too much. Quick moment. He's applying to Pump. He wants to do both Pump and Sir. I think it's because he has a baby, so he needs a little extra money. Kingston is born. Yeah, so he gets hired. We're bringing in a few Sir staff to like hold it down.
Yep, got to have some anchors to hold up the staff, but need some fresh new meat.
Yeah, we need the hot guys because this is for this restaurant is for the gays. Lisa makes it very clear.
And they put on those little shirts and they're all like tight. And
the one dude was like, this is a medium. And Lisa's like, perfect. And I was like, that dude's a large. That dude should not. But I get it.
You look good.
So now we're at Tom Sandoval's apartment. It is the messiest, most disgusting apartment I've seen.
It's just the carpet too looks grungy. I always think that every time I see this place.
I hate dirty dishes that sit in the sink and pile up. That is disgusting.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves because that stuff smells. Like, I don't mind if people are like messy with stuff. Like, I'm kind of messy with my stuff. Like, my clothes just expand.
My clothes are everywhere. But gross ass dishes. Ugh. Tom doesn't look much better. He matches this apartment perfectly. He has like a big black eye. He has bruising all around his face.
His nose is swollen.
That ibuprofen Ariana brought him is not going to do anything.
No. And he says he's embarrassed and feels defeated, which I think he's mostly embarrassed that like he stooped to James's level. Also, did you see that giant scratch he has across his chest? No.
I didn't know if that was like
an Ariana
scratch or like a real fight scratch.
Sex injury
it looked fucking painful. But I can understand the back, but this was across the front of his chest. So I was like, where does Ariana just like claw?
Maybe somebody was like trying to pull him off during the fight.
That's what I was thinking, but it looked painful. So we talk about Crazy Kristen, her Miami rumors. These two, Ariana, Tom, don't believe the rumors. They're over it, not concerned. Nope. He says he didn't say that him and Ariana broke up 3 weeks before then. He says that's so weird, which I know he's like, whatever. That's such a guilty person thing to say. It's just like, I can't even explain it. That's so weird. Like, I'm not saying
but you kind of can't. If this is all false, like there's no explanation for it.
Yeah. I love Ariana. She says she's not in competition with Kristen, so she really doesn't care. So now Tom conceals his face because he has to go to work. He puts makeup on that open cut, and my whole body just.
It looks painful when he's applying it.
You're not supposed to put makeup on an open cut, Tom. Oh, it looked bad. But Ariana says that in a relationship there has to be trust because you're not with them 25/8. So you could go through their phones.
25/8?
That's what she said, 25/8. Instead of 24/7, like
even more.
All the time, 25/8.
Okay. Never heard
that. You could go through their phones, but that's something Kristen would do, so she's not going to do it.
I like how chill Ariana is about this. Like, she hasn't actually seen any real proof to make her doubt him, so she's believing him, which I kind of think you should.
Love it. So now we're at the tattoo parlor. We're back. Same tattoo parlor, same boys. We got Jax. We got Tom Schwartz. We're getting the Stassi tattoo cover up.
Finally, one season later, it's going bye-bye. God.
This same tattoo artist is like, dude, I fucking told you this was a bad idea, but welcome back for more business. Jax is now dating Carmen, as we know, and he has like gotten Carmen's name tattooed on his other arm.
I don't understand how that happened.
Insane. And now he's also dating Tiffany.
Which,
if you're Tiffany.
For Tiffany, you have your boyfriend has two names that are not yours tattooed on his body.
Oh my God. This is the kiss of death. Stop getting your spouse's
name. Tiffany's probably
like,
maybe Tiffany thinks like, thank God my name's not on there. Maybe we have a chance.
I think Tiffany's in the best position here.
Is she?
So
the better position.
Tom Schwartz now tells Jax that Stassi is currently in LA, staying with Katie and Schwartz. Mm-hmm. And Schwartz loves Stassi, but it's time for her to get it going, get her own apartment. Yeah, I have a feeling Stassi's just a lot in a 1-bedroom in LA. It's just a lot.
And because she's just kind of visiting until she finds something, so that's kind of stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you had a 2-bedroom apartment, like you were living with her, you would have a rhythm, but like Stassi's just a guest, so it's not like you can ask her to do things.
Yeah, she's like on the couch. You're not going to ask her to pay rent or pay for water or whatever, but also she's definitely using water and taking up electricity and space. So, and it doesn't sound like she's a job, so it's hard.
Yeah.
But Jax is he's officially over Stassi. Jax doesn't give a fuck.
I don't believe he's ever officially over her.
No, but I think he's doing his best to move on. You know,
yes,
out of sight, out of mind.
He's not as crazy as he was last season.
Yeah. And even though Stassi's back in LA, I think it's the idea that she's not going to see any of them. So Jax is still like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
True.
So they talk, and Tom asks Jax not to tell Lisa about the fight at Sheena's birthday party, mostly because last year Tom got in a fight at Sheena's birthday party and he lost his chance to work at SUR. And now he has a job lined up at Pump, so he doesn't want
This is actually so sad. Like the exact same thing, but worse happened.
I know. No, but
it's not his fault this time. Last time it kind of was his fault a little bit.
Yeah, he was pretty drunk and he just shouldn't have been getting involved. And now it's just
I think he had good intentions this time to try and break up the fight.
He was really trying to break it up. And he didn't hit anyone. If anything, he got hit in the face by Kristen. So Jax is getting a flower tattoo to cover up Stassi's name. Tiffany is coming into town next week, and the old Jax would have tried to hide Carmen and Tiffany from each other, but the new Jax told each one of them about the other. So
apparently if you're honest with people, you can get away with a lot more, he's learning.
I don't know about that, but his flower tattoo looks really good. But
it does help if you're not lying. Like, it's their choice to still kind of be in that relationship. That's true.
Yeah. But how honest is he being? Because he's telling us he's really honest.
Yeah. What Jack's level of honest and real people level of honest are two different things.
Very different. So now we're at SUR. Tom Sandoval and Kristen are both working. And Jax is there. And James is there. So Tom shows up with his sunglasses and he has no bruising. Jax is so confused, but it's fine. Tons of concealer, being a actor paid off. So the problem with hanging out with people you work with, because then is like if there's a fight, you got to go back to work with them the next day.
Yeah.
So this is where we find out Sheena went to the hospital and she was there till 6 a.m. And Tom Sandoval sent her an apology video of himself crying.
That was amazing.
Like I could not stop laughing at it.
He was saying that like texting was taking too long.
So I know he couldn't see through his tears.
It was just easier to make a video. And I'm the exact opposite of a person. Like that video can stay around. Like,
yeah, no.
Sheena probably still to this day has that.
She probably still laughs at it. It was so funny. I feel bad because Tom genuinely was sorry, but he was just
a fucking mess. It shows you how emotional of a guy he is.
So, Katie, we go to Katie. She, wasn't involved. So she's gotten out of care in the world, right? She's lighting candles. And then Lisa comes over and is like, hey, man, heard about your boyfriend getting in that fight. Because Peter told Lisa, my dude Peter doesn't shut the fuck up. But he wasn't at the party either. So he was like, what the fuck ever do I care? He doesn't like Kristen.
Well, and he's a manager. He has a different responsibility.
I think he was trying to get Kristen fired. But, teach their own. And so Lisa says, this is 2 strikes against Tom Schwartz. He's not going to work at Pump, right? He like this isn't a good look.
Yeah, but Katie urges her to just hear Tom out. Like, just have a conversation with him before you decide anything, which I think you should do because right now you're just hearing a version of the story that Tom was involved in a fight. You don't actually know. Did he start it? Was he like actively involved or was he just in the middle?
Yeah. And Katie, though this is not Lisa's problem, she's trying to get married. He's got to be financially independent. This is her future.
Yeah, Katie runs after Lisa to like...
In her galoshes. Did you see God. Boot she was wearing?
This was so weird. And Lisa's like, don't put that on me. Like, don't put your potential engagement on me.
And then Katie's like, how can James and Kristen keep their jobs and you don't even hear Schwartz out? He doesn't even work for you yet.
And that is a good point.
Good point. So Katie gets kind of nowhere, but it's fine. Katie, go back to work in your galoshes.
Has some thoughts churning, though, after this conversation with Katie.
It's fine. So now we go to Katie and Tom's apartment. Katie is not there. Tom and Stassi are. Stassi's getting all dressed up so she can feel good about life. Schwartz tells Stassi that Jess got her name tattooed and off, and Stassi feels liberated.
This is probably such a huge weight. This really actually does kind of end things between them. It gives them a final moment.
Like, we're finally fucking over this.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a chapter of her life closes that she wasn't exactly proud of or happy about or whatever.
Yeah.
Stassi's gonna get 2 bottles of wine to celebrate tonight. Schwartz tells Stassi about the fight at Sheena's birthday, and he knows it's bad. And he doesn't really know what to do, but Stassi does because she's been on Lisa's bad side multiple times.
Stassi has a system.
You gotta go talk to Lisa. You gotta go up to her. Don't wait for her to call.
Yep.
Take responsibility. Promise it will never happen again.
Be super sympathetic.
Yeah. Yep. Especially at her restaurants. You're going to behave so well at her restaurants.
You basically just got to grovel, get on your knees.
Yeah.
And basically, Lisa kind of just needs her ego stroked a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. But Tom's scared shitless of Lisa Vanderpump. I get it. I think I would be like pretty nervous too. If I'd never worked for her before. Right?
Yeah. And this fight is a lot different than the last year. Last year was just like kind of a yelling thing. This one, like Sheena got injured. James and Tom were involved. Like there was just like a lot of chaos, and it was at another restaurant where like it kind of got a little more heated and escalated a little more.
Now we go back to Sir. God, this is the part I hate. Sheena, I hate her. I love her and I hate her.
It's so dramatic.
I can't.
I could not be friends with her.
She can walk, but she gets piggybacked into Sir by Tom Sandoval, who obviously just feels so bad he has to piggyback her.
Willing to do anything.
Oh my God.
He's like, what do you need? Sheena says that 4-minute apology video meant a lot to kind of see him as like a little bitch.
Well, she was like, there's 2 ways to win my forgiveness: a bottle of champagne or a 4-minute long video where you look like a super pussy. I was like, this poor dude, like, really probably doesn't remember the video. But
oh my God.
He feels so bad.
He's probably hammered.
I know. And Ariana was probably like, you need to apologize to Sheena. And so he's like, Ariana didn't shed a tear that night.
She was probably laughing in the background while he recorded it.
So Tom's like, Sheena, do you need anything else? I can get it for you. And she's like, no, I'm just going to sit at my restaurant that I work at with Shay and eat with my employee discount. I get the employee discount. Also, don't eat. Just
no. I'm sorry. If you work at a restaurant, you don't eat there in the restaurant
with your friends waiting on you.
Yeah, that's just.
You can order takeout.
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking you can eat their food when you're working. Takeout, or just don't show up at all.
I can't.
To sit down and have somebody wait on you is so freaking weird.
I hate it.
And so Katie and Christina don't understand it either. I'm on board with them.
We talk about the fights more. This fight cannot. Everyone needs to talk about it. James is telling some random girl about it, or some random dude. Peter and Jeremy talk about it because they were at dinner at Andy's, so they didn't like really care. These are my 2 favorite friends. I want to show about Peter and Jeremy. Okay. Sheena is still sitting with Shay, and James goes over to Sheena, asks if she's okay. He says he didn't go to the party to fight because him and Shay were performing, and Tom has all these issues with James, so that's why he started the fight. Basically, he retells what happened to Sheena, who was there, but doesn't apologize for anything.
No.
Nothing.
But she also heard that James wanted to start a fight.
Yeah, and James is like, no, I was performing. But Sheena says that Shay and her are supposed to have the best summer of their lives. They're planning a wedding, and maybe it's not James that's the issue, but it's definitely Kristen. So they need a break from both. Deal. Yeah. Both James and Kristen were on a break from them. They're not on a break. They're very much together still.
I agree with this.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Clearly James and Kristen's presence is causing drama. at a celebration, if you want to have your events go off without a hitch, they can't be there. Unless things change.
Ariana and Tom are higher priority than James and Kristen because Ariana is Sheena's best friend. So
that
there.
Is a good point.
I think Sheena might be Kristen's best friend, but Kristen's not Sheena's best friend.
Yep, 100%.
So now we're off for a drive. We are going apartment shopping for Stassi. Woo. Katie and Christina Kelly are with us. Christina Kelly looks so fucking fantastic. This bitch cannot look ugly.
I love her so much.
So Stassi wants to build a home with her boyfriend because when she moved to New York, she moved into his place.
But now, tiny ass 1-bedroom apartment.
It's either a 1-bedroom or a studio because she was like, it's just one room. And I was like, studio?
I'm not sure. Either way, tiny ass apartment. But now she wants 2-bed, 2-bath, huge closet, which is more doable in LA. Yes.
And she needs that 2-bathroom because New York was rough.
Shit somewhere.
She would sometimes go to Starbucks.
I cannot imagine.
Get that. I get it. But have you ever had performance anxiety in the bathroom where you're just like, I can't go. I can't be honest, do it.
No.
I have. I've had the moment where I'm like, I can't go. So I get going to Starbucks, but also if there's someone in that Starbucks bathroom too, I'm going to get performance anxiety. It freaks me out. Also, my parents' house has a bathroom that like backs up to the living room and you can fucking hear everything that happens. And I hate that. I will not go in this bathroom. I won't go in that bathroom.
Oh God. That stresses me out.
So I know. Patrick, Stassi's current boyfriend, is a rock star in bed. It's equal parts lust and love. And this makes Stassi very happy because all she needs to be happy is sex, shopping, wine, brunch, and her dog.
She goes like hard in telling us how good he is in bed, and I think she's trying to prove that something in her life is going well because she clearly doesn't really have a job.
But then
also she has to move back to LA.
Doesn't that make you think for a second like the sex might not be that good? She might just be talking about it a lot.
I always wonder that. I don't really like to talk about it, but I'm very curious. Like I don't want to talk about it, but I'm sure with my exes, I've been like, the sex is great. And then I look back and I'm like, I was stupid. But I think when you're in feelings with someone, the sex is always better. Yeah.
But I think there are also some dudes that just know what they're doing. Like, I think Jax knows exactly what he's doing.
Like, I think the connection could be good and the moment could be good, or he's really good.
It shows if it's a one-night stand. That's when you find out if they're good or not.
That's a good point, yeah.
Stassi's objective. I don't know.
We were actually last night when I was hanging out with my friend, we had girl talk, and one of my guy friends like came out and like was kind of listening to us, and we were like, Bailey, you can stay here, but you can't talk. You just listen.
Yeah, you just gotta listen.
Don't get an opinion here. Just take the advice and take what we're saying and process, because we were like talking about sex.
Awesome. I openly talk with my guy friends about it. I feel like, but they're also kind of like my girlfriends.
We don't.
Is that weird?
We don't talk about it as a group, but it was like, we were like, Bailey, basically take notes and just learn.
You'll get better.
From our complaints.
You're welcome. So now we're at Tom Sandoval's apartment. We're back. It's less messy because Tom's like kind of cleaning it, but also like not enough.
I like how you have a scale for us on what level of messy is this apartment.
Oh, I hate it. Bring Kristen back just to clean it. God, it was never this messy.
That? I think he would clean it over her.
It was never that messy before. So now Jax comes by. He needs to talk to Tom about Tiffany being in town.
Yes, they're back to being friends.
Yeah. Oh, life's too short. Bros being bros. Mm-hmm. You know, whatever. Okay, Tiffany's in town. Jax told Carmen. Carmen is not happy about it. Obviously. Dude's an idiot. Jax might know what he's doing in bed, but he doesn't know what he's doing out of bed.
No, dude's not in the slightest.
So Jax doesn't want to lose either girl. Just because he's honest doesn't mean they're gonna want to stay is the problem.
Yeah, and this is interesting because it seems like he met Tiffany first, but she's in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So there's obviously a void of her being available.
Yeah.
So Jax then Carmen came into the picture.
Jax is like a dog where if you're like not in his line of sight, they like don't know you exist. And two, this is like Jax last season, right? He's like, oh, Stassi didn't work out for me because I lied. So honest equals girlfriend. So now he's like, honest equals 2 girlfriends. Honest, but it also might
honest and really like this girl equals 1. Honest and she's close and lives in the same city equals other.
2 girlfriends tell them about each other equals 2
put those equations together so we can have them both.
Okay, so Jax clearly likes Tiffany more.
Yes.
But she lives in Vegas, like you said. So she's not in his line of sight. So
that's tough. I get this. I get his thought process here.
He hasn't told Carmen yet. Also, he has Carmen's name tattooed on him, so he just like picked the girl he liked less.
Because we found out earlier he has Carmen's name, but it seems like he likes Tiffany more.
I know. Also, okay, I didn't know I wrote this down. This was the sequence of events. They said it. Jax started dating Carmen. Oh no, you're right. He was dating Tiffany, and then he started dating Carmen because Tiffany wasn't around. And then he would choose to date Tiffany if she was in town. Mm-hmm. But Carmen's friends with the group, so it's already
that helps.
Yeah.
They both have some pluses, but not a full 100% yet. So together, they give him 100.
Yes, but that's not how it works. Yeah.
2 girls that give me 50% of what I want.
Equals 100. So Jack says he would choose Tiffany. But, at least he's honest, right? This is him. He's such a low. At least I'm honest.
Yeah, he keeps saying I'm honest, but I think he's being honest with himself. He's not being honest with them.
Yeah, he's clearly honest.
You can't tell them this.
If he went to Carmen and was really honest and he was like, I would pick Tiffany.
Be this honest. Yeah.
If I would pick Tiffany if she was in town, you think Carmen would still stick around?
No.
No. So now we're back in the car really quick with Stassi, Katie, and Christina. We talk about how cold it was in New York, and I get it because Stassi lived in New Orleans and then California, so this bitch has never experienced true cold like New York cold. There's no cold like
moved there in the winter.
Yeah,
terrible time.
Idiot. So she did fucking nothing in the studio apartment. 100% get it. But Christina's like, oh my God, you must have had so much sex to keep warm.
To me, this does not add up. Coldness does not equal more sex.
I'm picturing because I have friends that live in New York, so I'm picturing like one of their small ass apartments. It's cold. It doesn't matter. So you're already fucking. There's no heat. I mean, there is heat, but it's in a.
But in my mind, picturing this, I imagine her with like 47 layers on.
You're fucking cold, and you're like, well, if we take our bottom layers out, we could have sex in our jackets. I don't know what was kidding.
I know. I don't know why, but when they're talking about this, I pictured her in like 47 lasers, and I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. I would think in the summer you have less clothes on.
Patrick is still working, right? So they're not having that much sex. Jesse's just in this apartment, right?
Yes.
I don't know. So
yeah, this isn't pandemic world. He's actually going to an office.
This is where we find out Patrick is the best at going down, which they're like,
this is where I'm like, I think she's lying about how good this is.
Yeah, she's just like, he's great at everything. He has a magic dick and a magic tongue. He's fucking magic. It's also fucking freezing. I don't know. But then we talk about Katie and Schwartz's sex life, and Katie and Schwartz never have sex because Schwartz gets ticklish and then just honks her boobs. And then
Schwartz is the worst.
I straight up thought about like, what would I do if some dude just looked at me and was like, honk?
Oh my God.
I fucking lose it. I'm like, no, we're not having sex anymore.
Like they were fucking crazy and I'd never be able to look at them in the eyes again. Because
like,
all I would see is honk.
Honk. My lady boner just went so down.
Able to look at a boy again.
Oh my God, I would cry. I'd be like, no, we're actually not going to do this. I'd rather be alone.
I'm like, the next time somebody touches my boobs, I'm now going to be like, I can't do this.
You're going to think of honk.
Oh my God.
This is what I thought about.
My whole day.
Okay? I'm at my parents. I'm watching this and I'm like, what if some dude honked my boobs?
Stop. Please stop. I'm not going to be able to handle myself the next time I'm interacting with a boy.
Great. Okay, so now we're on a date with Jax and Tiffany. Jax met Tiffany when he was in Vegas doing a photo shoot. This is a real adult relationship, right? Even though Tiffany's only here for 48 hours, they have the most adult relationship in the world. Jax,
she is the most like real human
the
show has ever seen.
She seems Lisa. Very adult, right?
Yeah.
Like her presence, she was very put together. She's like in a pencil skirt. She's wearing heels.
Yeah, and she's the VP or marketing of something.
She seems very like, I don't want to say abrasive is not the right word. She seems forward and confident. Like she went up to the bartender and was like, I'll have together. This drink. This is exactly what I want with 2 olives or whatever she got, and like grabbed it. Jax isn't ordering for this bitch. So Jax, though, is very intimidated in Tiffany's friend group, and she agrees that they're spoiled, which I think means rich. These bitches,
yes,
Tiffany's rich.
They were talking about like private planes and the money that just gets thrown around, and I was like, shit, I want to hang out with this chick.
And if she's a VP, I'm assuming most of her friends are also at that level.
I doubt she's a VP. I think Jax just is like business VP. I bet she's like some like
entry level graphic designer.
No, it sounds like she does something with like clients. Like she probably like manages the high rollers that roll into the Bellagio.
Maybe we got confused. I think she works for like promotions for VIPs.
Oh, that would make a lot more sense.
Okay, that she's still getting paid great money in Vegas. Yes, that's an awesome.
But I think she does something with like. She basically works with people who have a lot of money. So she's like interacting with people with a lot of money.
Yeah, and they probably pay her a lot of money to get the job done. So Tiffany asks about Carmen. And Jack says Carmen's just, too young. He likes being with Tiffany more. And Tiffany's like, yeah, it's hard because we're in different states and different cities, but and she doesn't know what's happening in LA when she's in Vegas, which is
and Jax tells her that yes, she's young, but she's also friends with the group, which Tiffany is not thrilled to hear.
If Tiffany has ever seen the show, she knows that if you're not in the same house as Jax, he's cheating on you. So
if you're not in the same airspace 24/7, who the fuck knows what's happening?
If he's not breathing in your face, if he's not on
camera or next to you, who knows?
Cheating on you. But we come to Jax comes to the resolution. He needs to dump Carmen. He wants to end it the right way, which we will. He doesn't want to
date anyone else, which I'm shocked.
Yeah, wow, very exciting.
In a way, I think he came to this because Tiffany was right in front of him.
Yes, I think when Tiffany leaves in 48 hours, he will be confused.
Oh, I miss Carmen.
He will be so confused.
Yeah.
So now we're at Pump. Whoop, whoop. There's 2 days until we're open, and we are not ready yet. Schwartz shows up in jeans and a tie to talk to Lisa. Looks half put together. Good enough for me. He is shaking.
Oh, my God.
Dude cannot. His Jimmy leg is going.
So sad for him.
Lisa wants the truth from Schwartz. She is so mad because this was Robert Earl's restaurant. Remember Robert Earl? He is the Planet.
He's the friend.
Planet Fitness or Planet Hollywood. He owns Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, and friend of Lisa's, owns restaurants. Owned the restaurant the bar restaurant they were in.
So James apparently instigated it. Schwartz looked over and saw Tom getting mobbed, so he tried to pull James off Tom. But he doesn't totally remember, probably because we were out drinking. And also when your adrenaline's rushing, you just got no idea what the fuck's happening.
You kind of also you have like a revisionist history. I think you just like kind of remember it happening, but it's like the details are fuzzy. It just all happened so quick.
So I think here Tom tells his story and immediately then goes into, but I'm really sorry and I'll do whatever it takes. I'm a really good bartender. I have great experience. And Lisa's like, I don't give a fuck. Hold up. We're not
Schwartz is trying to do that apology tour thing that Stassi told him to do.
Yeah, he just needs to take a deep breath really quick, listen to what Lisa's got to say. Lisa says Tom can work the opening party, but we're going to call everyone and have a talk about what happened. Dun, dun, dun.
Love a good staff meeting. Here we go.
Yeah. She's allowing Tom to come, I think, because A, she needs the help, and B, he's a good-looking dude. The gays will love him.
She needs him for the opening party, and I think they're gonna assess.
And if he does well, then he's off probation.
That's the thing I've learned. If you're a high performer in this group, you can get away with a lot more. Like Kristen has been with Lisa for 7 years, I think. That
I know.
A little harder. She's sticky.
So now we're gonna meet. Jax is meeting Carmen up to break up with her. We're gonna go to pizza.
I have a question. Do you think this is a good idea on how to break up with someone?
I understand wanting to do it in a public place. I do. I get that thing. But also, if you're going to break up with me, I would prefer you to just, like, do it at one of our apartments. So then, like, we could leave and we don't got to deal with dinner and all that shit. And,
I think a public place is a great idea. I think dinner, terrible idea. You got to wait for the pizza to get there. Like,
I wrote this down. Jax broke up with her before the soda arrived.
Yes, I was like, why did you order the meal? Just pretend you ordered something and break up with her so she leaves and you didn't have to pay for anything. Like, do it over coffee, because then she can take her coffee to go.
Ice cream.
In a park. I feel like in a park.
A park would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would also prefer a place where I could leave if you're going to break up with me, which is why an apartment is fine.
For a whole meal.
No, because I'm not going to pay for it, and I'm probably going to throw something at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, plus, if you give me ice cream, if I'm getting dumped, I'm probably going to eat ice cream later anyway. So this is like thank you.
Ice cream's a good one. Go get some like froyo.
Yeah, 100%. Load it, and then when he breaks up with you, go back, load it up with toppings, and have him pay for that. So, so he says when you know you're going to break up with someone, you take them to like some crappy pizza restaurant, order a few slices. That makes sense.
I get you're not going somewhere nice.
Yeah, and a couple of sodas. Too long. It's got to be a quick in and out. Because now these pizza guys got to watch you, but whatever. So Jax kisses her twice when she shows up, right? They kiss. She doesn't look that into it. And then he goes back in for another kiss, and she again doesn't look that into it, right?
He's sending her mixed signals.
She did not kiss him back. He's
kissing her twice and he's about to break up with her. You don't kiss her.
Yeah. He even grabbed her face on the second one and was like,
it was weird. Yeah.
So, sodas don't even arrive. And he tells Carmen that he needs to have this summer, and she's going to law school, and he doesn't want to hold her back, and she deserves better. And her response is basically that Jax said that he wanted Carmen to have her baby or his babies, and her name is tattooed on his arm.
Yeah.
Here's my issue. If you're going to break up with me, don't make it my fault. Don't be like, well, you're going to law school.
Yeah, you're going to law school. I need to have some fun. And
you deserve better. Can't do that. I don't want to hold you back. I'd be like, I'll break up with you then if
that's
I have
my
an
decision.
Issue with it. Yeah, thank you. So Carmen rightfully gets mad and says he's manipulating the situation to make it seem like he's a good person, which he totally is. 1,000%. Yeah, no. Okay. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. I agree.
Jax doesn't really understand what that means.
Yeah. And she basically says she doesn't want to see him again after this. And he's so confused.
Oh, this is so valid.
Yeah.
We're not hanging out if we're not together.
And he's like, wait, we're not anymore? But Tiffany goes back in 36 hours.
So
then what?
Aren't we just going to kind of break up and then we're just going to...
We'll hook up when we see each other. Yeah, 1,000. And I'll text you all the time.
But I can tell Tiffany that I broke up with you.
Yeah, 1,000%. And she basically... I think she's just so mad because this dude is not getting it, that she goes in, tells him he's 35 years old to stop with the party scene and get his life together. I agree. Carmen's how old? 23, got more of a life than Jax. So,
but obviously this is major deja vu for Jax.
It's just like sassy. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. So now Carmen's crying a little bit. I get it. You're just so. Have you ever been so sad that you're just mad? And then you just get sad. You yell a little bit, and then you're just so mad, and you don't know what to do, so you just cry a little bit. I've been there.
When I get mad, I cry.
Same. If I can't let it out, too. And I think Carmen's I'm in a pizza place. I'm not going to, let out all my anger.
I think this is just, confusing the way it happened, too. Is he's, like you said, he's putting it on her, whereas she should be making that decision. If she's going to law school, she can decide if she can handle being in a relationship with him. He put it on her basically, so then it's confusing. Like, you're breaking up with me because
I'm going to law school and I'm going to have like a great life.
I don't have time or like, you think I don't want this, but you still want to see me.
Yeah, I don't know. And whatever. She basically wishes Jax the best, but she's done. And he can't believe she's about to leave. Okay. Sodas haven't even come. What? Carmen's just going to leave this crappy pizza place? He paid $6 for this pizza.
This is hilarious. She's like, I thought we were on the same page here. Like, I didn't think she would take it so bad. I'm like, you suck at breaking up with people.
He's like, being honest sucks. The messenger gets killed. And I'm like, what messenger?
You're not the messenger.
You wrote the message. You're not the messenger. You're delivering your own message.
Not breaking up with her for someone else.
Tiffany, I don't know if you thought, like, Tiffany said break up with you, so now we're here, and it's not
her
my
message.
fault.
She wanted me to break up with you.
And then he just sits outside and just, like, eats this pizza by himself. He should have stayed in the pizza restaurant.
Yes.
Get your sodas, man. I don't know, right?
Oh, my God. Yes. I was like, why did we move tables? I totally understand. The pizza didn't seem, like, getting the pizza didn't seem that bad because it's like, yeah, I guess he can just stay there and eat it himself. But then when he got up and kind of left but stayed.
Is he trying to make people feel bad for him that he's like now sat outside a pizza place?
Don't eat the pizza. You need to go home and eat that.
Go home.
And make it look like you're sad holding your box.
Okay. So now, as if this episode can't get any better, we now go to Pump. There is one day until the opening, and it's looking way better. And the Sir crew shows up for a meeting because Lisa can't leave Pump. We got to talk.
Plus
Tom Schwartz is also here. Kristen looks drunk showing up. You're going to tell me Kristen doesn't look drunk here? Also, she's like, I'm going to throw so many parties here. You're not invited.
I was like, Kristen, you're not on good terms with Lisa. Like, let's not, even prior to this, like, fight. You're not on good terms. You're not throwing parties here. You can show up as a paying customer, but you're not throwing parties.
The only reason you're allowed in Sir is because you work there. Okay? That's it. So now it's time for the meeting. Lisa is so busy and she's so pissed off. She's got to have this meeting one day before the grand opening. So she goes off. Basically tells them they're acting like trash. It was so inappropriate. She cannot believe her staff is doing this. Does anyone want to say anything? James, you want to say anything?
James, what happened?
James says there's obviously a feud between him and Tom. Comments were made about cars. And this is the part where I'm like, James, just shut up.
His age is showing. He's like, Sandoval made a comment about my car, so I made a comment about his car, and then we started fighting.
It could have been about anything, though. It could have been about anything.
We don't need to take the Jack's 100% honesty road here. Like, let's just be like, a fight happened, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, but he does say when they're at work, they're doing their job, so there's no fighting there. And Lisa's like, basically, I don't give a fuck. Because now I get it. Lisa, sure, they're not fighting at her restaurant, but one day they might, and that's just going to cause issues.
But it's embarrassing. Her staff is fighting at not only a restaurant, but her friend's restaurant. Oof, that's embarrassing for her restaurant.
So something's got to change. Lisa looks straight at Kristen and is like, we already got problems. Your bullshit's already caused me problems. And Kristen's like, when's the last time we had a problem? And I'm like,
we don't have issues.
Less than a year ago.
I was like, remember when you got suspended last year?
Yeah, you were suspended. You also yelled multiple times in Lisa's restaurant. You banged Jax, which just caused a lot of problems.
You caused a fight at Sheena's engagement party in the restaurant.
Yeah, there was a lot happening, Kristen. I don't know what drugs you're on. So then this is when Peter, my God saving grace,
I loved this,
goes off on Kristen and he says, Kristen, you're a liability and a detriment to this entire establishment. Peter hates Kristen. I love Peter. He's never been hotter. He's also mad because Kristen's ordering drinks and drinking them in the back. Cue the montage of Kristen doing it
while she's like
on
working.
The clock.
Yeah.
And Kristen's like, I may or may not have done that.
She's like, everyone does it though.
Maybe. You have no proof.
Probably, yes, I do that. Potentially, that is correct.
Do you remember that all I thought about was, remember that time that Kristen was crying because Ariana was working or something, and Peter's like, hey, I need to work, and like, can you also work? And Kristen's like, please just sit here and hug me, and Peter's like, no.
Behind the dumpster?
I have to work, yes. Okay, so Lisa feels like James is being pulled into Kristen's bullshit. Kristen tries to come back and say that other people do all the shit that she does, and she's just being blamed for it because people don't like her. Christina Kelly holds back a laugh that, like, did you see her face? She
No.
like, this was me watching this. It's just like a pure, just like, oh God, this bitch. Lisa says she has loyalty to Kristen and Tom because they've worked for her for so long, but with James, she has absolutely no loyalty. She's disappointed. Tom does apologize, Tom Sandoval, and Lisa says it's not.
No 4-minute sobbing video, though.
No, and it's not good enough, honestly. He should have sent her a sobbing video. So here's what she's gonna do. Tom, you're suspended. Kristen, check. You're suspended.
Check.
James, you don't work for me.
Bye, bitch.
Ooh,
wow. I was kind of shocked at James being fired.
I don't think James should have been completely fired. Is that bad?
I don't know. I agree. I just kind of assumed they would all be suspended. I think they all had equal parts in this fight.
Yes. I do understand that it was like James and Tom that were probably like the biggest culprits. But I thought when Lisa
But Kristen's the one who's fueling the fire. Mm-hmm. She's like pouring gasoline on this fire.
Yeah. I thought when Lisa said that James is being pulled into Kristen's bullshit, that we recognize Kristen as the main issue here.
Yeah, is the one who is really starting these fights to be brewing.
Also, I think James is the brokest out of all of them, so he's the one that needs this job the most.
Looks like he might have to sell that Beamer.
Oh, so sad. Go buy a Honda Civic. Take some selfies. So we're done. Meeting adjourned. Next time, Pump is open. Kristen is crying in her old apartment with Tom and Ariana. Sheena and Stassi come face to face, and James is back at work even though he was fired.
Dun dun dun.
I'm so excited. I forgot how good this season is.
I love James.
So good. I love James. I know he's not great.
He's a shithead, but I love what he's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. James is I think people have a lot of different opinions. We personally do love James as a character. He's a great television personality.
He adds a lot to this show. Even in the first 2 episodes, he's really bringing it.
With his Beamer, with his British accent. I think I just like accents. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's accept and block. I don't know. Again, I'm always like, I talk about him and I just don't even know who is the best and who is the
I didn't even write it down for this one, but I know immediately. I was just looking through my notes. I know exactly who I'm going to block.
Okay, you block first then.
I'm blocking Mr. Jax Taylor. I'm really shocked to hear he got a second woman's name tattooed on his arm. That is just so fucking pathetic. And then to find out that's not even the girl he likes the most. Like, what are we doing with our life? Then you go and break up with this chick at a pizza place before the sodas arrive, and it's just a mess. And then you want to still hang out with her? Dude, I think you do. I always know you need to go to therapy, but like, especially after this moment, it seems like you have no clue what's going on.
Agreed. Okay. I don't want to block Jax also. I think, hear me out on this one. I love this character. I think he's a great addition, but I am going to block him.
James?
No.
Oh.
It's someone you're not going to
Schwartz?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm blocking Schwartz because I think he should have known, to be honest. Katie should have went home and been like, hey, Lisa knows about the fight. I think Schwartz maybe should have assumed Lisa was going to find out about the fight and been proactive. Also, He didn't really handle that correctly.
That apology was not great.
It wasn't great. Also, he honks boobs, and I'll just never move on. I won't. That is the worst. To your girlfriend? Yeah, poor dude. So
and it's not even like this is the first, like they've been together for so long. You'd think he'd like get better at this.
Yeah. And I think Schwartz should have honestly had more of an idea of like explaining the situation to Lisa. Instead of just like, I don't really know what happened. I grabbed James. He should have been
better at like separating himself from like the drama part of it and saying like, I was involved because I was trying to stop it.
Yes. Yeah, but no, he didn't communicate that. He was like, I put James in a headlock. And it was like, well, that's not great. So I am going to block Schwartz for this episode. Though I also stop going with Jax to get tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming you were with him. I'm assuming you were with him for the Carmen one just because you seem to always be there. Cut it out. Stop it.
Your thoughts are not helping these scenarios.
No. Okay, do you know who you're accepting? There's so many to accept, but also nothing. I like these episodes because everyone's like a middle tier character, and I don't love or hate anyone.
There's a lot happening with each person. Yes. It's a lot harder to accept
I know who I'm going to accept. I know. I'm a little off. I'm not a main person this episode. I'm going to accept Carmen.
Oh.
I think she handled the breakup great. I think she had a good point. When there's a fight and girls are involved, Jax has got to get involved. I feel kind of bad Jax is playing her. I'm glad she's out of it, and I'm glad she's like, I never want to see you again. We're not friends. We're not going to hang out, and I believe her that she's going to stick with it. And I hope we see Carmen again because I think she's fun. She seems fun. Is she going to go to law school? Someone let me know.
Oh man, I don't know who to accept.
Right?
Because everybody either just like little stuff. Like there was not that much great big stuff except for I think Schwartz and Jax basically had the biggest stuff going on. You know what? I am actually going to accept Sandoval. I think he actually is really good on the flip side of Schwartz with this fight. He's way better at like the apology tour. He's giving his time. He's willing to embarrass himself. He's willing to do the groveling.
Yeah, he didn't cried
so great in that team meeting, but he did do his whole apology speech. And I think no matter what Lisa would say, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Because no apology is enough for Lisa. I think he did a good job on his apology tour. He's really great at covering those bruises. And he even is friends with Jax again.
Yeah. And I think that like, okay, again, if you're Tom Sandoval, you're going to assume Lisa found out about this fight. You should probably go apologize before she has to say,
I agree.
You fucked up. And then you have to be like, hey, Lisa, BT dubs, I'm sorry. And
he should have handled it as seriously as he took Sheena's foot injury.
Yes. 1,000%. Oh, that's a good one. That's fun.
Yay.
Okay. Well, so much going on. Please join us on Patreon for $2 for our after show. It's going to be a really good one, a really fun one. I know, I'm excited. I'm excited. Be sure to listen to our Summer House podcast. Summer is fun. Summer House podcast. We are very excited for an actual show. We are just talking. We love Paige. I'm excited to see what Paige is up to. I follow her on Instagram. I stalk her like crazy. So
we're starting with the live season. I think it's season 5.
Season 5, and then we'll probably go back. And honestly, I'm watching because I didn't see seasons 3 or 4 yet. Summer House is such an easier show. And I know shorter, that sounds dumb.
Quick, it's light. It's just, it's summer.
These are adults. And so they do, I know Vanderpump is supposed to be adults, but they handle their shit like children. Summer House actually handles their shit like adults. Well, and they actually
real have adults, like who have jobs. Yeah. And it's just like the weekends.
Yes. I appreciate that they have jobs like graphic designer, publicist, media manager, opposed to like, they all work at SUR.
Yeah. Like they have their life together the weekdays and then they're shitty on the weekend, which I feel like I can relate to because I like to live my life like that.
I get it. It's awesome. So
buttons up during the week, a mess on the weekends.
Like a mullet, but worse. Party or business during the week, party during the weekend.
Sure.
That's not as fun as the mullet.
We'll find something catchier.
We'll figure it out. But yes,
join us for our post show next.